What's up guys, Luke from Mr. Crypto UK here again to bring you a brand new video talking all about Tether. Now this is going to be quite a short video, but one that is very important to learn if you're looking to buy and sell cryptos, move them around, maybe sell off some profits and hold and look to sell, sort of buy back in at a different time. And it's something that I wish I'd known a little earlier, so I will start just going over what exactly it is, how it will help you, and sort of how you will go about using it. So, what is Tether? Well, they have a website here, tether.to. It is basically a one-to-one backed cryptocurrency with the US dollar. So you can see here this little paragraph. Every one Tether is backed by $1 US. Now, there's a little bit of controversy around it saying, is it actually backed one-to-one? Because if it isn't, then it undermines what one Tether is worth. But so far so good. It's got billions of dollars worth of sort of market cap, meaning that it's trusted. And there's no reason really why we shouldn't be using it. I mean, personally, I'm still using it. Just like anything that's new, everyone's a little bit unsure, but at the moment it seems all good. So if you're a little bit worried, maybe you can look at the news, research it a bit more. But so far, just this is the best sort of best one to use for what I'm going to show you. So why would you want a one-to-one backed cryptocurrency? Because what that actually means is that it never goes up in value, because one Tether is always worth $1 US. And it's not like the conventional cryptocurrencies that I've been going over. So what I will quickly show you, I'll jump to the coin market cap now here. And you can see, you know, all of these cryptocurrencies in the last 24 hours going up and down as per usual. And you'll go down and you'll find Tether at number 14. It is standing at $1. Now that's what you need to remember. So yes, there are slight fluctuations because, for example, if all the prices are going down for the day, usually Tether will do the opposite and go up a very small fraction, because everyone is selling off, so you are therefore getting a negative market condition, therefore minuses, because people are then, sometimes they're either holding off for maybe a bigger down market to buy back, or they're selling off profit, and then they're buying into Tether. Now you might be thinking, what does that mean? An easy example to sort of understand: you buy some Bitcoin up here and you bought it at 6,000. Now of course it's gone to 10 and it's gone back to 6 and now it's at 7.5. You might think, you know what, I want to take a little bit of profit now, just wait a few weeks, see what happens with the market, and then make my next decision. Or maybe you think it's going to go down. So the best thing to do, if you're then selling your Bitcoin, if you, for example, sell it and buy Ethereum, well, if Bitcoin's going down, Ethereum's probably going down, you see? So where do you move your money to keep it worth what it's worth at this rate? Because obviously every day over the crypto market, it goes up and down. So if you're selling, say on Binance, you can't actually convert it to pounds, euros, or US dollar. And you to move it back to, so you can say Coinbase, and then withdraw it into cash to hold on to your profits until you want to deposit back, there's all these extra fees. You have fees going from Binance to Coinbase, and then fees from Coinbase to your bank. And then if you want to put money back in at another date, you got to then send it back to Coinbase, which is another fee, and then you got to send it back to Binance. That's like, you know, that's 6 fees. 4 to 6 fees depending on the markets you're going through and what you're actually doing. Because, you know, with Coinbase, you're sending from euros to pounds as well, rather than pound to pound. So there's exchange rate fees, and you know, it starts getting a little complicated. And by the time you've done all that, if you haven't got a huge sum that you're investing, you end up losing all your profits and just fees. So what you would do instead is on Binance, you can find Tether. Now, I'll just go into Tether, and Tether will show up as USDT. So when you're looking at the short sort of acronyms, or the short name, you'll see BTC. If we're going to have a Bitcoin example, you'll see BTC/USDT, and then you would click the sell on your Bitcoin against the USDT, and it would then sell it into Tether. Now, why is that? Okay, so you now have sent your Bitcoin, your 7,500, that as we were discussing earlier, at the current rate, into Tether. Now, because it's backed 1-to-1 with the US dollar, it will always be worth $1. One Tether will always be worth $1. As you can see here, yes, there are fluctuations. Usually it will be worth more here, and it's got a little bit funny here. When there's sort of high validity in the market, so if it spikes really high in one day really fast, or goes down really fast in one day across the crypto market, it will affect Tether a little. But you can see most of the time it's around the $1. So if it's just under, yes, you're not going to get a perfect, exchange, but it's going to be not noticeable due to its fractions rather than full senses or more. So what happens is you would then convert your Bitcoin through into Tether, and now you would have all of your Bitcoin at this rate in Tether. Now all you had to do there is pay a small fee on Binance, very small fee, just to sell your Bitcoin into Tether. And now what you can do is you can hold your cryptocurrency, Tether, as if it's acting like a real US dollar. So if you had, which we would then attribute to being almost fixed in value, because we know the pound, US dollar, and euro are not fluctuating. We know tomorrow when we go and buy a loaf of bread, it will pretty much be the same price. With the crypto market, if you were buying bread in cryptos, tomorrow it might be 50% more expensive or 50% cheaper. So what we are doing here by converting to Tether is we're keeping it nice and stable. What does that mean? Okay, so you've made a little bit of profit on your Bitcoin here, and you've sold it, and now you hold it in Tether. Well, now what you can do is you can sit it in that Tether as long as you need to, almost acting like it's in a normal bank account, waiting to buy up later. So it's if you're making, if you've made nice gains or nice profits, say over 3 months or 6 months, you doubled your money, but you're like, I don't want to cash out all of it and take the winnings, because you think over the next 3 years it's just going to continue going up. So you want to reinvest maybe 50% of that. So you're basically going to put back in your winnings, cash out what you originally had, and now you're just playing with the winnings. But you don't want to buy in just yet because you think the market's a little high, and you want to wait to see what happens. You would then put it in your Tether, leave it in Tether, and it would stay worth the same. It would be worth the same as when you cashed out of this original value. So if Bitcoin now jumps to 6,000, you still have the same amount of Tether as if when you sold it at this, and you can then buy more. Because if you sold your Bitcoin for Ethereum and Ripple, they're going down and up just the same as Bitcoin, so you don't know what that will be worth in 3 months. But if you hold it in your Tether, you know it will still be worth the same amount as of the day that you sold it. Will be the same in, say, 3 months' time in Tether. And that way you can sell at the top, wait for a little bit of a correction, and buy back. And that's where you can make your money, instead of transferring it back to your account, incurring lots of fees, and basically almost reducing your profit to almost zero. And this way you can build up a little bit of a portfolio over time by buying and selling. Or you could be a long-time holder or holding, meaning you just hold it, which means you wouldn't necessarily need to even worry about Tether. But usually anyone doing it for the long term will probably have to convert to Tether at some point, because it's just a natural thing to do. You take some profits out and then you buy back in with the profits, and so on and so on. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed the video. If you smash a thumbs up, subscribe, click the little bell icon if you haven't, just to notify any new videos coming on, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.